you're going to have to meet if you want me to back you. And many of the candidates won't. I don't like the way we're taxing people in Canada. I don't like the lack of transparency. I don't like the tax policy. So all of those things have to change, and you have to be willing to have me involved in crafting that policy. And I think that's quite difficult for many of these candidates. Clearly, some of them I have no interest in endorsing, and I'm going to make the assumption they won't be leaders. But I'm arrogant enough to think that if I back you, you will become the leader of the Conservative Party. That does not mean you'll beat Trudeau. That's the other aspect I've got to look at. Which one of these people has the royal jelly that I can make the changes that really matter at the federal level? Because I think this country's on a very, very bad path of spending and taxation. And, you know, I'm just one concerned taxpayer. So there's a lot of different variables here. At the end of the day, if I'm really 30, 35% ahead in the polls and I can't find anybody, that's when I'll do it myself. I don't have to make a decision now at all. You know, I look at this and say to myself, I don't have the problem many of these constituents have that want to be leader. Nobody knows who they are. Most people know who I am, so I've already gone through that challenge. You may not like me or you may not want me as leader, but you certainly know who I am. That's 90% of the battle. Now my job is to use my platform to put out the things that I think are important to Canadians, to see how many of them are willing to be backed by the constituency that's eventually going to vote. So I'm going to use this time, and I would suggest I've got a long time. I don't have to make this decision until February 24th. I can pull together an infrastructure in a matter of 48 hours. So I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about spending hundreds of thousands of dollars advertising my name. I don't need to. So I'm at a significant advantage on those two elements. But what I care about is, where do Canadians want to go? Do they want to keep down this path of taxation and spending and lack of transparency and be managed by managers like Wynne and Notley? The country is a mess. And, you know, I think it's going to be put up for contention again in 2019 because of Trudeau's unlucky situation. The poor guy, his top two managers, the top two growth engine in Canada is Ontario and Alberta, run by incompetence. And he can't fire them. What's he going to do? So by the time he gets to the next election, no jobs, no wage inflation, the value of your home will be down.